Hello and welcome to Kakistocracy with Chris Adams, and I'm here with Joseph P. Larkin. How's it going, man?
Going pretty good. Thank you for asking.
Nice. Um, we I like how we're pretending like we didn't do this a redo, um, which will be edited out. But I just find it funny because I try to do professionalism in my broadcasting, but I know most people are like, "Well, who cares?" I'm like, "Well, I like to be good at what I do," you know.
No, no,
No,
no.
you're not. Well, my theory is as long as you're always improving, you're moving in the right direction, right? That's what I
hmm
believe. Always be improving. ABI. A lot of people they just throw slop out and don't care. I care to the what 12 people now, so I'm excited. See, we have people that subscribe, which is cool because you never know when you put stuff out, and then you get the haters that always go, you suck and stuff, and then all you got to do is write them and go, oh, let me look at your video. Oh, you don't have any videos. Oh, okay, so you're just projecting. Awesome,
hmm
you know.
I don't even give them that much. Why even pay attention to what they say? No one else does.
Well, the only reason I do is because it feels like engagement slightly. That's it. I don't really care what they say
Yeah,
because
it's a delicate balance to just say enough to keep them listening, keep them hanging on,
right.
but not actually engage with them because they're losers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And but I'm excited because I had a interesting week this week where I'm working on a big project at work. So stadium tour, that's going to be cool. That's all I can say is it's going to be at a stadium, a football stadium. So it'll be awesome. And and working with professionals is interesting because you see how many cooks there are in a kitchen per se on every project that's like of a certain size, and how you kind of lose some of the freedom that you get when you're like independent. You can't be as go with the flow as like say we can do or other people. When you get to a certain level, you have to just it's like it feels very corporate. You know what I mean?
hmm
And that always is it doesn't bother me, but it's just like there's always a double-edged sword to success. It's not just you get there and then everything's easy. It's now a new set of challenges that are just completely different than what you had when you were unknown, because now you have uh, like for example, you have teams of people that now are dependent on you and your
hmm
ability to keep your career going, And so
hmm
I don't know, like that's why I never get jealous because there literally isn't any, there is no good path for anybody. Because I see the super big comics because that's who I work for at work, and like they have different pressures that suck in a different way than we have. You know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think you're right. No matter what happens, no matter what status you're in at life, it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it. Life sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's why they say that there's only two truths in life: death and taxes. Because that's it. I mean, you're not. Those are the two constants that you're always going to have to deal with, and
I know one of those you shouldn't even have to deal with.
taxes or
You shouldn't
death.
have to pay taxes.
Oh, right.
Taxes.
Yeah. Well,
Why?
as we're seeing, I think like we talked about LA County last week, but LA County is $1 billion in debt, and they just lost a settlement for like 20 some odd $1 billion to a bunch of foster kids in their foster care system because they ended up being abused, and so
Mm-hmm.
they're even the debt's even bigger now, and they just raised sales tax here in LA. I don't know if you know that,
Mm-hmm.
but they just
I
up.
did know that.
Yeah, if you notice, like buying things got way more expensive, and it wasn't because of who's in charge at the top. It's because everyone from the top to the bottom is trying to steal your money as
They
much as they can.
people voted for this because they're retarded here. And also, do you know what that money is going towards? That new sales tax?
A different homeless program that's going to fail.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
100 fucking percent. And it's It's just money being thrown into the fucking gutter. At this
Right.
point, I'd rather just take my money and throw it into the gutter or set it on fire. That would be more satisfying to watch it to watch it literally burn.
Right.
This just sucks. I hate this fucking state. I really hate living here.
Yeah.
Last week there was some homeless lady wandering around and she had a microphone in the fucking hay. She had a fucking child's microphone. So I was walking last week after the podcast. I saw her sleeping on the ground and I saw the microphone and I fucking stole it. I stole a homeless woman's microphone. I was like, "You're not gonna be waking anyone up at 1:30 in the morning around my fucking building again, bitch."
What?
I'm so tired of them. You no, fuck them. I need to rant about this fucking
Okay.
bitch and how
Yeah.
I stole. She had a child's microphone, so she was just walking around in our alleyway last weekend, just singing into it.
Hmm.
And so that was on Friday night. So on Saturday night after we did the podcast, I walked down to Chick-fil-A and had dinner. And on the way to Chick-fil-A, I fucking saw her and she was asleep on the sidewalk. But there was her grocery cart full of crap. And I saw that microphone. It was right on the top, right in the center. It was begging me to steal it. And I thought, this will be my good deed for the millennium. I'm going to take this microphone away from this annoying homeless lady. And by the way, I should have my microphone taken away too. I mean, I even look homeless. So who the fuck am I to judge?
Yeah.
But anyway, that's what you have to do to solve these problems is take their fucking shit from them. I've stolen grocery carts from them before too. I just stuck them in my garage for a couple days
Hmm.
and then stuck it back out on the street and let someone else take it.
Well, they.
Oh, I was sorry. I just wanted to say this anecdote real quick. Being very interruptive today, but
Yeah.
disruptive. I mean, uh, I stole this grocery cart from this homeless person that was in our alleyway one time a few years ago. I
Hmm.
stuck it in my garage, and I was so interested to go through the contents of this grocery cart. I was like, I've got to see what they have to have on them at all times that they're pushing around everywhere all day. And you know what it was? It was expired bread. It was 95% expired bread. And then I found a notebook and I was like, "Oh hell yeah. We're gonna read the Diary of a Maniac right now. Gonna fucking we're gonna fucking read some insane thoughts." And of course the fucking thing was completely empty. They
Oh.
have nothing to do all day and they don't even write in their goddamn notebook. They don't journal. They're so lazy they won't even journal or scrapbook. Don't you want to remember this time in your life when you went out at 1:30 in the morning and started yelling into a microphone at some strangers? Don't you want to remember that for the rest? Don't you want to write that down?
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that you didn't do this with their shopping cart.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Oh shit! I hope he got hurt.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I hope he got hurt. I hate that shit. I hate Jackass.
Right.
We just talk
Well,
about Jackass every week, but that's what it inspired. It didn't inspire anyone to write any great jokes or write a fucking musical or something. It inspired idiots to get into grocery carts and push them down hills and hurt themselves.
yep. Yep. It did. But I will say that that was stupid, but I like this one because this particular video is a little bit better. Which this guy is my spirit animal. That guy rules,
Hell yeah,
right?
dude. They should make like a sequel to Full Metal Jacket. And it's just that guy. Just follow him around for a while.
Because he just has like a I
Dude,
don't care filter. I like it, um,
I mean,
especially with
that's why they won the war and we lost. They
hmm
have the attitude we don't.
right. Well, two things. Also, we were fighting a war that not only was it was just to stop the spread of communism, but it was on their territory, and they cheated. They basically did cheat. I mean, there are no rules to war, but they went through paths of countries we weren't technically supposed to go to, but we ended up cheating as well. And so we sent
Mm.
special forces through those countries as well to bomb them. We weren't supposed to, but we did because again, war is hell, and you cheat to try to win. But
Of
again,
course.
yeah, and it was their territory. Of course, they're gonna be way better at it. And you get during that time, it was a bunch of conscripts. It wasn't World War II where you could sell it like this, it's a good war. It was just most people like there were gung ho people that went, and actually, you know, what's funny? There was people that had a great time in Vietnam, which of
My dad did. Yeah, it's in
really,
Apocalypse Now. In Apocalypse Now they were surfing and shit. That
yeah,
did happen.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, no. See, my dad. I was thinking about this too today because of my baby boomer neighbor. I was watching him be stupid with the
Mhm.
illegals next door. Watching the illegals next door bully my baby boomer neighbor today, and I got to thinking. Well, of course, because all the good baby boomers died in the Vietnam War. All the tough guys died, and
Right.
all the shitheads like my dad and this other guy, they avoided the Vietnam War. In my dad's case, they were too poor to get like college, whatever. So it was during the draft. If you just signed up, they would send you someplace else. People got drafted into Vietnam. The people who signed up during the draft had to defend our other posts. So my dad just went to Germany for Vietnam, and it was the best time of his entire life. He had the most fun. he he obviously didn't have to fight or do anything. It was
Right.
a fucking dream for him.
Right.
But he was the baby boomer who lived, and that's why I have no money. He left me in debt. He didn't
Mm.
leave any money. He didn't leave any wealth behind. And this loser that lives next door to the illegal alien, he'll leave no wealth behind to his family if he even had a family, if he even talks to his family. I'm sure they're fucking tired of his bullshit too.
The boomer.
hmm The
Right.
eternal boomer. But yeah, all the good baby boomers and also all the good greatest generation people died in wars. They
Mm-hmm.
died in these stupid, filthy, disgusting wars.
Right.
And now the pussies stayed behind. And now we have to deal with now the pussies are in charge. These draft dodging faggots are in
Mm-hmm.
charge. Like whether it be Trump, Biden, they all draft the fucking dodge, you assholes. They all
Yeah.
dodged the draft, excuse me. The
Right. Strike
Clinton
that.
did. They
Reverse it.
all fucking
Yeah.
flip back and reverse it. Yes, slap it down, flip it and reverse it.
No, I wasn't doing. I was absolutely not. I was doing Willy Wonka, not gay rap. Um,
That's Missy Elliott, dude. For your information, she's not. Well, she might be a lesbian, but
she
she's
is a
not
lesbian.
gay. She's not
Wait,
gay.
what?
She might
Wait.
be a lesbian, but she is not gay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I take it back.
She's a fig.
Oh yeah, I gotta. Yeah,
He's a fag.
yeah, yeah. um,
Yeah.
I know that you wanted to. I can play a little bit of this, but I'm not gonna play it too loudly. But
hmm
I know you wanted to play this a bit because we were talking about it before the show or text through text. But I know you sent me this, and this
Oh
is
yeah,
the
I forgot about
Rage,
this.
huh? Oh, you
This
forgot
is the
about it?
very. I forgot I said this to you. Yeah, this is the very first performance of Rage Against the Machine.
Right.
It's on. Yeah, you definitely can't play this because we'll get fucking copyright. The music will get copyright
I'm
stricken
yeah.
because
I'm turning it down.
it sounds exactly like the album. It's so funny that this is their first performance and their music sounds exactly like the album. I.e., they didn't write it. Probably someone else wrote it for them. But this to me is proof that these guys are some kind of government issued band because this is their very first show. Somehow, someone had a tripod and a video camera in October of 1991 and was ready to film a band's very first performance. And they're not associated with the band
Oh, really?
because no, because you don't see them interact with the band at any point. You see the guys who have the video camera because you see them walking around later in the show because they try to start a mosh pit at one point. That's how I started to notice like these guys aren't the kind of guys that would be listening to this music in
Right.
1991. They're jocks.
Right.
They're probably FBI guys. But actually, you'd have to fast forward through it because this their music is so fucking boring, especially the parts that are instrumental. I think that's Zach De La Cockrocha over there with the green shirt and the white long
Yeah.
sleeve shirt under it.
On
I think that's
the
Zach De La Cockrocha.
I can't. It's hard to do this on the camera, but that side,
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see where I'm pointing,
Okay,
but
there's the guy. There's the guy.
okay.
Okay, that's one of the guys that films. He's talking to that girl there. Okay, this is the FBI agent I was talking about. Look at him.
But
Does
do
that
they
guy
have
look
long
like he
hair
listens
though?
to Rage Against the Machine? He's a jock.
Yeah.
He's like 6'5". At some point, I'll point it out, but he's wearing a T-shirt that only could have been. It was something that would have been seized if it had been entered into our country.
Oh, right. You told me, but it was by this director that was banned
Oh
everywhere.
wait, this might be the other guy that's friends with them. I have to point out the guy. There's a guy that's wearing a T-shirt that says JB on the back, and it's in the Warner Brothers logo. Which I think that is the guy, but I can't see the
It's hard to.
logo from where we're
Yeah.
standing, or where
Right.
where
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
camera
Yeah.
is right now.
Well.
Um, But the JB T-shirt was for a guy named George Butt Garrett. George Butt Garrett was a movie director, a German horror movie director. He was banned in Germany and he was banned in the United States. So, for instance, when I was a teenager, I couldn't find any of his movies. I found a book that was written about his movies, and that's how I know who George Butt Garrett is. But
Okay.
straight up, dude, those are FBI agents because they would have that T-shirt because they seized it whenever it was brought into this country because it was illegal to share this guy's work. By the way, now you can just buy George Butt Garrett video DVD. You might buy it on Blu-ray on Amazon
Oh,
because that's what
really?
I did. I bought them all on Amazon.
Oh.
But yeah, I'll point that guy out when he comes around.
Okay.
But yeah, there you go. That is George De La, or excuse me, I'm
Yeah.
getting all these names mixed up. I'm sorry. Zach
I
De
don't
La
know.
Cockroach there on
That
vocals.
guy's for sure FBI. The guy that's walking around with the glasses.
Dude, there's tons of sketchy dudes, but you'll see that one guy come back. He's sitting down right now, but you'll see him try to start up a mosh pit, and then you'll see the George Butt Garrett guy try to start up a mosh pit too. It's just
Okay.
really weird. No one would ever start a mosh pit up for a band they've never seen before, and not in this context. At a punk rock show,
Right.
maybe at like an underground club, but this is on. Oh, that's another thing I forgot to mention. This is on the college campus. It's on the
Right.
college campus in Northridge.
That's what it said in the
Um,
beginning, I believe.
so that's another thing that's fucking impossible that you could get a gig like this. This is a paying gig that you
Hmm.
get paid for, and it's a guaranteed audience because it's on a fucking school campus. I don't
Right.
know. Everything about their first performance is really sketchy. And
Hmm.
like I said, how did they have all these songs totally structured? They didn't put out that record till 1993,
Oh, so
but they
this
had
is
all this. But
way
they had all
before.
this. Yeah, all the songs were down in 1991.
Hmm.
It's
Well,
all very weird.
there is a history of the CIA in music with Mulholland Drive. It wasn't. I believe it was with the Doors and those
Yes,
guys.
that's why. Well, that's why we're watching this because we were talking about this on a previous episode with Jim Morrison. But they were still doing this stuff well into the '90s. They're probably still doing it now. I just don't listen to a lot of modern music.
Right.
All the grunge guys. It's not a surprise that they all were singing about being depressed. It's not a surprise that multiple grunge guys killed themselves or
Right.
got murdered and it looked like a suicide. They were trying to push Prozac and shit. That's the George Butt Garrett guy right there with the backwards baseball cap
Oh,
and the
that just walked
backpack.
by the black.
That's
Okay.
him. That's the FBI guy for sure. And then his other buddy that we saw before with the longer hair that sat down. Watch
He's
him. Look,
he's moving
look
in.
look how dude. He's a total FBI agent. Look at the way he's dancing. He's wearing He's wearing sunglasses and a backwards baseball cap and a backpack. That's
And
just
he
too good
looks
to be
kind
true,
of
dude.
like a
He's
bigger
wearing the
guy too. Like not
Yes, he's
a
a
small
jock,
guy.
dude. He's
Yeah.
a fucking jock.
Right.
And he's wearing the uniform of the the
The
cool guy, the early '90s cool guy.
hello, fellow
And so is
children.
Zach De La Cockroach too. I
Yeah.
forgot this look of wearing the long sleeve shirt with a t-shirt over it. But man,
Hmm.
that was so popular in the early '90s for some reason.
Yeah.
But dude, check out this guy. Look how fucking sketchy he is.
Oh,
Why
JB
is
right
that
there.
guy JB and then
Yeah.
Warner Brothers logo? Why is this guy wearing? Look, see, they're gonna
Oh,
start trying.
the other guy.
Yep, that's his buddy. Those are the two FBI guys. And so they try to start a mosh pit at some point. I'm not even sure how far along we're into it. But also look how they're dancing. It's not. This is before it was. They decided they were a countercultural type thing. He's dancing the way that Tupac would dance or somebody in Digital Underground would dance.
Mm. Oh, you mean the musician, not these
Yeah,
guys.
that's the singer Zach.
Zach. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because when I heard this, I was shocked by how good the quality of the recording is too. It's almost like
Yeah,
they got the feed from the board, and
I was thinking that myself.
and you're sure that this guy that's videotaping is not part of the band in some way, or is that
I
just a
mean, he
theory?
could be part of the school, but he's definitely not associated with the band. Because after the show, the band would have walked over. We would have seen that. We would have seen him talking to them or something.
Oh, and they never do. I didn't watch the whole thing. I was gonna keep it
But
for the stream,
I,
but
I did. One day I got drunk and watched the whole thing, even though I hate Rage Against the Machine, just because I was so fascinated by these two dudes in the front here. I
right,
watched the whole fucking thing. He also has a flannel shirt tied around his waist. That's another thing that was like the cool people, or not right
right,
now he doesn't, but at some point he does have that. He hasn't
okay.
taken it off. Um,
But back in the '90s, that
yeah,
was definitely the
you
look.
see them. You can see them talking to each other. They're clearly not like the other. They're older than the other the college kids around them.
They tower over everybody. It looks like they're really tall
They're
too.
super tall. They're super fit. These are not kids that would be listening to Rage Against the Machine or even going to college. There's just something weird about all of this.
Hmm. Oh, and also there's like I said, there's a history of our government influencing culture in this way. They did it with art. They did it with
Is it
music.
possible? Hey, Chris, can you turn the music off? Because I cannot hear you.
Can
Okay, can you
you
talk now?
can you hear the music at all? I didn't
I
even
still
know.
can't. I
Can,
still can't hear you. I think maybe you just have to. Yeah, look at these guys dancing real quick though. Oh no, it's the other. Okay, I'm sorry. There's one other guy wearing a Grateful Dead T-shirt, which is another FBI, and he's the guy wearing the flannel shirt wrapped around him.
oh, okay.
But look at this. You see him doing it right now. They're trying to get the fucking party started. They're trying to get people into it. And in
Hmm.
reality, the kids that are actually there are just walking by, just trying to walk by to get to class. In fact, I think I just heard one of them talking.
No, there's no way. I turned the music off.
Oh, really? I can
Yeah.
still hear this under you. There's something wrong with our
Oh,
playback right
you what?
now.
No. You know what it is? It won't go out on the stream,
Oh,
but I guess the way
I
it's
can still hear
you
it.
could still hear it, and
Okay.
I could stop it if you want or pause it.
You can stop it because we saw all the parts that I thought were important. See, there he is from the front, and see that there's just no way that that's just a regular college student. And
Right.
I'm sure the front of his baseball cap says FBI on it or something, female body inspector or something
Right.
instead.
You think
But yeah,
they'd be that like obvious?
well, for him to be wearing that T-shirt, that's obvious.
Mm.
There's no fucking way he would have that T-shirt unless it was something that was confiscated at like a bookstore or a record store. And honestly, same with that Grateful Dead T-shirt. The Grateful Dead would go around on tour, and dudes would be selling bootleg T-shirts in the fucking parking lot. Well, how about they confiscated that shirt, and now they need they need like a little costume
Right.
for for a college student in 1991. Well, guess what? These are perfect outfits for 1991 teenagers.
Mm-hmm.
Except those are not teenagers. These are dudes that are in their mid 20s or something. They all look older
Yeah, they
than
look
the
like they
rest of the people around them.
definitely should have already graduated. But I mean, it isn't out of the realm of possibility that they did this because I think that what was that one singer that became super viral? He was singing in the woods.
Oh, Backcountry Roads or something like
Some I
that.
don't know what his name was,
Oh
but
no, I know what his name was. His name was Oliver or something.
Oliver
Yes.
Anthony, that
Actually,
guy.
I kind of look like this dude that we're talking about.
Right,
Unfortunately.
right. But anyway, he was to me an obvious plant because
Hmm.
he just popped out of nowhere, and it's not like that style of music hadn't been done a billion times before on the internet. There's a lot of people that were doing almost the same thing. Maybe not exactly that song, but
Hmm.
that style of music and in the woods, like looking like they don't like they just came up with this. And those I think the original ones did, but
Hmm.
the he was sponsored by this agency that magically got money from somewhere we never
Hmm.
found out, and he just became viral because this agency made it happen. They pushed that song and it went everywhere, and I never liked it. I thought it was stupid when I heard it, um, and I just didn't understand people like when I saw people getting into it. I was like, wow, people are so easily tricked. It's
Hmm.
kind of depressing in a way because you're like, wow, people will just fall for anything. And maybe
Yeah.
I'm nobody. I can get tricked. I'm not like saying that I'm better than anyone. I'm just saying like certain things are so obvious you should have seen it coming. And I think it was revealed many years later that he was all the stuff I was saying. He was propped up by this agency, and all this money came from some mysterious places. Like it kind of was revealed later that he was a plant. Maybe not government, but at least a plant of someone trying to go viral.
Totally. And Rage Against the Machine is a plant too. Just
Right.
the idea that this rebellious band is on the biggest major label in the world. They were on Sony. Like, get the fuck out of here. There's
Yeah.
nothing rebellious about this band. I always hated them. Rage with the Machine. That's what you're
Hmm.
doing. That's what you always did. You are the fucking machine.
And now they're more obvious about it, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
they're absolutely the machine these days. And
Mm-hmm.
so I'm glad you sent me that though, because that was I want people to be able to spot these things in the future. Like be more discerning or more aware that everything you're seeing is curated, and I'm willing to bet it's not just by an algorithm, but I think the algorithms probably are in some way controlled at least a little bit by intelligence agencies. I
Of
don't buy that.
course.
Yeah,
That's mind control. They need stupid, docile worker bees.
right.
And that's that.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
dude, they obscure the truth so well. Like,
yeah,
do you know how hard it was for me? Like, how many people on Earth would have recognized the logo on the back of that guy's T-shirt and would have had the foresight to look it up like I did? Because I knew I recognized it from somewhere. I
right,
knew I had seen it from somewhere, and it was something that it was not popular.
right, right,
It was
right.
not. It was not popular at all. It was
Hmm.
fairly obscure. So that dude's he was hiding in plain sight, but it's actually a pretty good hiding place.
Hmm.
Same with the guy with the Grateful Dead T-shirt. You see these idiots everywhere wearing these dumb fucking Grateful Dead T-shirts, and you don't think anything of them. You're just like, well,
Right.
whatever. And
And
I've always thought, incidentally, anytime I've ever gotten good LSD, where it was undeniably LSD and it was good, I always thought somehow a federal agent touched this. Somewhere
mhm.
down the line, a federal agent got his hands on this, and I don't know how I got it from there, but a federal agent made this because it's too good to be true. The stuff that regular guys make in their garage is just never quite as good.
Right.
It's just not. So if your buddy's making this stuff in his garage and it's good, then your buddy is probably on the payroll.
Well, again, it's well documented that the CIA used LSD in Project, is it Mockingbird, which
Project Mockingbird, MK Ultra, all
MK
that
Ultra,
stuff.
and it's well documented. They used it on unsuspecting people to see their reaction, to see if it could do some form of mind control. They didn't know how it worked, and they used prostitutes to administer it. So the guy's guard was down and he's tripping balls.
That's so scary. It's
Yeah.
really scary to me because I'm basically I'm just like a weed guy now, and as I've already said to you and to our listeners, I can't smoke it anymore because of my blood circulation problems, which by
Okay.
the way which have gotten a lot better since I stopped smoking and started hiking. Just FYI, if you ever have this problem, there's actually pretty easy. It's actually really easy to solve. You just go walk around outside and listen to music on headphones.
Yeah.
That's the cure. It's also the cure to depression, in case you guys were wondering.
Correct.
But
What
I just
you?
wanted.
Oh, I'll let you finish it. Sorry.
Oh, I forgot what I was saying now.
Well, I was just when you said depression, the
Oh no!
SSRIs. Oh, you
Oh
go.
no! Yeah, well, I want to talk about SSRIs too. But what I wanted to say was that when so now I only do edibles, but edibles are still a hallucinogen.
Mm.
So, for instance, the last time I did edibles, I was like lying in bed and I think I hear voices. And then I was like, no, stupid, you took edibles and you are now having an audio hallucination, which does happen sometimes.
Hmm.
And so that's scary, and it's just weed, and I know I took it and I can remind myself I took it.
Hmm.
Now imagine it's LSD, which literally changes the chemicals in your fucking brain. When you take it, changes the chemicals in your brain, and someone just gave it to you without knowing. You would think you were going insane. You'd think you were becoming a psychopath.
Right.
That's just scary. And that's what our government did to us. And they always do this stuff. And anytime anyone defends the government or any government official or a politician, I get so fucking disgusted.
Yeah.
I remember one time my sister said, she goes, we were talking about how Jenny McCarthy has lost her career because she said that vaccines cause autism, which, by the way, she was right. Turns out she was right. But I remember talking to my sister about this, and she goes, "Why would the government want everyone to be autistic? That just doesn't make sense." And I was like, "Really? That makes perfect fucking sense. Because autistic people can still work and they're highly intelligent, but they have no emotional ability to fight back or
Hmm.
rise up against their oppressors. They're too fucking confused by human emotion to fight back against the people that are oppressing them."
Right.
So that's why they give us autism, you dumb bitch. Get a fucking clue. Why would the government want you to be fucking nice, like have a nice life? Why would that even matter to them? So I was thinking about, I think a lot about the voting policies of Californians. I always think that we're just a litmus test for the rest of the country so they can push communism on the rest of the world or something, and just to see if it works here first.
Hmm.
But one thing that they did over the last few years is that they raised the minimum wage to something obscene like $20 an hour. So
Yeah,
what
20.
happened is they put all these kiosks in McDonald's so that you no longer talk to any employees. There's like literally two guys in the back, maybe two or three people in the back
Hmm.
that are making the food and dealing with the drive-through customer. But when you go inside, you don't talk to anyone. You don't. There's no
Right.
one in there, and it's fucking crazy. Like they don't even realize their policies are fucking up the quality of life for everyone. Because I actually like to talk to people when I'm at McDonald's. Don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah.
It's sometimes you go to McDonald's because you're bored. I was working all day in my house. I need to go out and talk to someone for 2 seconds. Now I can't even do that.
Right. Well, that in order to do that, you have to go to like mom and pop coffee shops.
Of
Maybe
course, yes,
those
of
are the
course.
only ones.
But even those places will get destroyed. They'll get
Yeah.
plowed under,
Hmm.
and they'll be replaced by the same situation where you don't get to talk to anyone, and people
Hmm.
you don't talk to. There's machines will be doing everything will be automated. They used to
Right.
have these things back in the day, like 100 years ago, in New York City. I think they were called automats, where they just had fresh food in a wall, and you just put money in the wall and just took. You never saw any humans.
They kind of
That
have
was
that now.
Well,
Uh,
that's what everything's moving towards now for good. You'll
yeah.
never interact with people. You'll be working from home, so you'll never have to interact with people there. How will you get married? How will you meet women? How will you
Right.
socialize?
Yeah. Every girl that I've ever been with, I met through just going out and doing things with friends, and then I ended up talking to her, off to the side, and then or I go to somewhere like like a coffee shop. I hooked up with this barista once. Anyway, I would just go every day to this coffee shop, and eventually we kind of flirted back and forth, and then we went out
Hmm.
after a
Yeah,
while.
that's how it
Because
works.
yeah, I mean that's just it's sad that what they're. I think a lot of the mental illness that we're seeing is partially because of everyone on their phone all the time,
Hmm.
consistently. It's isolating, right? And then cities on top of that are already isolating because people are wary of each other, so everyone's separate and they don't really. Communities are harder to come by in a city. It's just a well documented fact that in a bigger city, right? And so they want to make
Hmm.
everything a bigger city, smart cities, right? That's what the current plan is to make everything a smart city. Well, then you lose community. You lose the thing that makes everything a lot more fun. The you lose family ties. Everyone's just constantly on their own, and like that's the one good thing I like about stand up comedy is that
Hmm.
there's at least a community of people, and we're all weirdos, and we all kind of like working together, you know. And like I don't get along with everyone because that's just impossible. But in the end of the day, we all support each other to some extent. Like at least going like our that remember Sean T Mahoney we did that show with in where was that Monrovia, who
Hmm.
randomly walked out of the car in the middle of the street. Anyway, he had a farewell show because he's leaving to go back east. Which, oh, by the way, we'll probably be able to get a gig on the. He's producing shows out in Rhode Island. So
Oh hell yeah!
if you ever want to go, I know he likes you. He saw you at the
Cool.
show. So, but anyway, like that's how community works. I went to his farewell show just to hang out and say goodbye to the guy, and like that wouldn't happen if it's just you're spending all your time alone online and doing just like video games or social media, like watching streaming movies instead of going out to movies. Like you lose, there's something that's lost, and I don't think it's an accident. I think this technology is been doing this on purpose to because for example, I was going to talk about SSRIs. I remembered the like because you're talking about vaccines and SSRIs or depression, and the government has consistently treated these really just being normal with ADHD. They treated it with meth. Basically, you gave your kids meth.
Hmm.
Oh, you're depressed. Instead of going for a walk or getting out there and just exercise, any form of exercise, walk is all you really need for most. Not
Yes.
for most people. Not I'm. Yes, there are some people that are absolutely medically depressed, but that's actually a tiny percent. And instead, so they gave everyone all of these drugs that the number one side effect is suicide and violent thoughts, and of course, like every mass shooter, not everyone, but damn near everyone is on those
Everyone.
things. Yeah,
Yeah, all of them, without a shadow of a doubt. And by the way, the mass shooting started in '97, which is when we were talking about the grunge stuff. That was when
hmm
the SSRIs were introduced. All of a sudden, Prozac was a big deal. There was a book called Prozac Nation, for instance.
right,
Prozac. It was really interesting time, and I love all this grunge music because of nostalgia, I guess. But it's really weird that I was listening to dudes talk about killing themselves all the time, and then of course
yeah,
they did end up killing themselves. So it's like, well, no wonder I was fucking depressed as a teenager.
right,
There wasn't any sunny or fun stuff. Because
right, right.
as much as hair metal sucks and it's gay as hell, it's fun. It is fun. Like they're having fun. I've always thought about this. Like Kurt Cobain, he was a junkie, and that's okay because he could have hooked up with a supermodel because they're junkies too. He
Right.
could have had Kate Moss. She liked heroin too. Instead of fucking Kate Moss, he fucked Courtney Love.
Right.
If you don't think the FBI didn't have something to do with that, like that's just weird. Like he must have had an opportunity to fuck Kate Moss. Maybe he did, but for
hmm
some reason he married and had a child with this person that was that we've already talked about Courtney Love being associated with the FBI, right? I don't know.
I don't know if we did, but you could
Oh well,
let's
then we need
reiterate it.
to.
Yeah,
So
reiterate
that
it.
the so Courtney Love's father was the original manager for the Grateful Dead. Okay,
Hmm.
so the Grateful Dead's function as a government agency or whatever was to spread LSD around the country, and they
Mm.
were literally selling drugs. They were selling LSD at their shows. I mean, this is common knowledge now that you could go to any Grateful Dead show and not even go into the show, just go to the parking lot and buy, buy LSD, buy mushrooms, whatever. This is just common knowledge, dude. This is not even
Right.
me talking shit or being conspiratorial.
No, no, no. A lot of
So
this is public information now.
this is public knowledge. So Courtney Love's dad was part of that, and so when Courtney Love was a teenager, she went to the Pacific Northwest, and she also went to England. And guess what she brought with her? She brought LSD. She
Hmm.
was the one that turned all those grunge people onto LSD, and she was also in LA doing this shit too. I mean, I could
Okay.
rattle off the names of people that she was giving this stuff to. Like there was a band called the Leaving Trains. They were supposed to be the big Nirvana in the '80s, but they just weren't. And she
Okay.
was married to the singer. Anyway, um, I don't remember what we're talking about now.
I
Got
definitely don't.
distracted.
I definitely don't think you talked about this. That Courtney Love and was connected with the LSD trip. I didn't. I didn't. You didn't say this before.
Oh
So
well,
if you,
that's a fact. That's a
yeah.
fact.
Well,
So why? Yeah. So why wouldn't they also be on board with Rage Against the Machine on their very first show? I mean, give me a break. They're on board. They're on top of all of this stuff. But
right.
also, someone like Kurt Cobain, when he was a teenager in the late '80s, he had a job where he worked as a janitor
Hmm.
at a beach resort, and every day for 40 days until he got fired, he took LSD. For 40 days straight, every day he took LSD. That's unreal. That would
Yeah.
scramble anyone's brain for sure. And then you have to ask, well, where did he get that LSD? You know,
Right. Right.
where did
I
he?
don't. Yeah.
Because he didn't know Courtney Love at that time, but he would have been associated with people who did know Courtney Love. Because Courtney Love was a little social butterfly. She was everywhere. She was all over the
Hmm.
place. But anyway, so yeah, I guess that was my point. Is that um, they were so. Anyways, they were put so the next step from LSD because LSD worked in the 60s, so they were trying it in the 90s.
Hmm.
The next step from there was to get people addicted to Prozac and stuff like that, and SSRIs, and they changed your personality dramatically. Because I'll never
Right.
forget this. Because there was this girl that I went to art school with who was she was really one of the only funny hot women I've ever met. Like
Hmm.
she really was very funny. She was very quirky. She just had a good personality, and then she got on antidepressants, and her personality just disappeared, and she became a lesbian.
Right.
So go fucking figure. Something might have happened there. Something I want taking that drug might have changed her personality dramatically. Maybe not a good idea to take those things.
And they only just admitted that the SSRIs don't work. They only
Oh,
just admitted that like recently,
it's
fairly
not
like a
yeah,
couple
because
years ago.
for sure it's all bullshit. So what I learned from my hiking, and maybe this is why I keep talking about it, but I'm going to push it a little bit harder, is that is the cure for depression.
Hmm.
Our bodies were literally, when you're out hiking, you feel it, you can see it, you see with your own eyes, like, oh, my body was built to do this. I'm a hunter gatherer. I'm supposed to be walking around, looking at stuff, picking stuff up, bending over and picking up something off the ground, killing a snake, stepping on a snake. That my I can feel my blood circulating because that's how you circulate your blood. A lot of that bad circulation stuff isn't just from smoking weed. It's because it was lazy from smoking weed too. Our
Being
bodies were
sedentary.
made. Our bodies
Yeah.
were not made to sit on a chair. Our bodies were made to walk around, to roam around and look at stuff and just investigate things.
Hmm.
We're supposed to be on our feet all day, but not standing around at the coffee stop. Not being a waitress. I mean, like walking like miles. We should be walking around for miles every fucking day. It's what we're put here to do.
Right.
That's what
And
our
yeah,
bodies were put here to do. I mean,
and that's I would say with modern jobs you're sitting well depending on your job, but with a lot of modern jobs, office jobs at least, you're sitting on your ass all day for eight
hmm
hours a day. Maybe even when you go on a lunch break, you're still going out and then sitting down again. And yeah, no wonder people get heart disease and all these other ailments. I think you're right. It has to do with our lifestyles, and it's not just the food, although that is a big part of it. But it's also we're going against nature, and that's the one thing that I can say that no matter what you do, you can't fight nature. And
hmm
so I have a stupid video to play about nature. I don't know if it's about nature, but
Are you serious? Wait. Then what is she doing? Oh gosh.
they're allowed to vote, by the way,
It's
yeah, I know.
so,
and they're the only ones who vote, by the
how
way.
many women does it take to put gas in a car?
I think they get it eventually,
The,
but oh, they did find it. Yeah, okay.
the gas tank.
But
Are you, what are they doing?
now,
Same outfit.
my question: Do
Women
you
are
think
such conformists. Women are such conformists. They're both wearing the same fucking outfit.
right? Yeah, they are actually,
Oh, by the way, I think we are too. By the way, I think you and I are wearing the same outfit.
well, look,
Strike that from the record. What I just
no,
said, because I just embarrassed myself.
no, it's not exactly the same. It's slightly different colors of the same style,
Same pattern.
same
But
pattern.
even the collar is the. Oops, wait, let me see. Even the collar is the same. It's like I don't know. Whatever. I'm a hypocrite.
We're all hypocrites. You can't fight nature, is my point.
Uh
And
huh.
no matter how hard you try, you shouldn't try. But no matter how hard you try, you cannot fight what nature. You know.
It's totally natural for women to be stupid and just in the way, just in the way. Like when you watch something like that, you can't honestly believe that women don't need a man in their lives. Like, what the fuck? Of course they do.
Right. But I also believe, conversely, that we need them as well. They help
Of course.
calm us down and make us more
Mm-hmm.
focused. So, because men generally are more goal oriented, and so starting a family and stuff, it's the ultimate goal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then every day you're just like, how do I keep these people alive and defend them, you know? So you always have a mission. You're always on, like you're always like going, okay, boom, I gotta do this job. I think that's why that people that get married and have families tend to make more money. It's not because they have better skills or anything, but it's mostly because they'll do whatever it takes to keep their family going.
Hmm.
And it sucks that the with the different movements, like both the feminist movement and the men going their own MGTOW movement, they're both trying to get people to be single and lonely. Both of them.
Hmm.
It doesn't matter which
Hmm.
side of the coin you're on. They're both just trying to make everyone hate each other, and it's like, no, we need each other. It's fun to laugh at women and stuff, but we're stupid too. Like we just had that moment where we realized we were in the same thing as well. It's like we're just people, and at the end of the day, we're put on this earth to have families and to keep people going.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya.
I knew you were gonna do that because I was getting to like, yeah. So let's watch another stupid video to not, yeah. But that is the message. I do believe family is the most important thing. But anyway, let's watch a woman do something so stupid to make ourselves feel better. Okay, there's no audio on this. Oh, there is.
There, wow. Holy crap.
I
I
will
love women. Was she baby talking that shark?
No.
A second.
No. I think like they did a slowdown of the shark just to make sure you saw that it was gonna bite her.
Okay.
But I don't understand why that's not in me. That whole I got to go out and like swim with sharks type of stuff. I never understood that, or like scuba diving or whatever. Like the most I ever wanted to do was when I was young. I wanted to like skate, and then I got into surfing. Was as close as I would get to the water. But you rarely would see sharks doing that in Huntington Beach, at least.
The only surfing I ever did was channel surfing.
Hey.
And then later I surfed the web.
Oh, okay. So I did want to. I might have to turn this one down a lot, but I think I did turn it down. But speaking of channel surfing, speaking of movies, there's a new movie coming out, and I wanted your opinion on it because I'm legitimately curious as what your thought would be on this. It's well, I'll just play it real quick. Let me. Yeah, it's not too loud, but as long as we keep kind of. Where is it? There we go. I'm gonna turn down a little more. Oh wait, that's me.
Hey, little girl, stop.
But
What do you want, little one? Your ass.
so, do you know what this is?
Yeah, I saw this.
Uh,
I've already been annoyed by this
this trailer.
recently.
Yeah, it's like I'm tired of constantly remaking everything.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, "Oh, look at this one joke; it's funny." I'm like, "Yeah, the joke is funny, but just by doing this, it kind of annoyed me. Even though the spirit is somewhat there, in a way, because you have a serious actor doing comedy. I guess he's already done comedy, by the way. Liam Neeson did was it Extras, or no? It was one of the Ricky Gervais shows.
I think it was extras.
I think it was Extras. And so, yes, he can do comedy. Yes, he can be the straight man in a ridiculous situation. But with him stabbing everyone, I don't know. It just feels soulless. And like, why do we keep making?
The CGI blood. I was like, why would you add blood to a comedy movie and at all? I just don't get that.
I don't
I mean, I
know.
understand that it's funny that we're killing him with the lollipop.
A
but why would
lollipop.
but they added blood spray. It's just so odd to me. That's not funny. Like, what? Now I'm thinking about death. It's not
Yeah.
blood. Did you do
Right.
that? What'd you do that for?
Right. And then
It's garbage. I mean, the fact that the fucking dude from Family Guy is
Producing
presiding
it?
over it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't want to see this. Yeah, why not just watch? They totally misunderstand why the original is funny. There's two reasons. Number one is none of the actors treat it like a joke. They treat it
Right.
like it's a serious movie. And even in that trailer, he's not treating it like it's a serious movie. It's clearly a joke. I don't know. They don't get that part, but the other part was that it was just constant jokes. It was a relentless barrage of different kinds of jokes.
Yeah.
That was what was appealing about it, because you might not like this joke, the sight gag that they're doing, but you might like the thing that Frank Drebin is saying because he's saying a funny pun or something like that.
Yeah, well, like that scene with something Presley. No, not Presley. Who was it? I forget the actress in the first one, where he goes, "Nice beaver," and then she hands him down
Priscilla Presley, yeah.
Priscilla Presley. Yeah, she hands him down a stuffed beaver, and she goes, "Thanks." Like it's stupid, but they didn't just stop at one. It was like boom, boom, boom. That I don't know. Actually, I don't even remember the trailer for the originals, but the jokes were just constant, and from the get go, you knew that it was around it was after Airplane, so you kind of already had precedent, right? Because Leslie Nielsen was also in Airplane. He played the
Hmm.
doctor or whatever, and it was those people were the ones that I think they had a hand in it, right? Am I wrong on that? I believe
Yeah,
they did.
the same people made Airplane, Hot Shots,
Yeah,
The Naked Gun, and
right.
then they kept making movies into the '90s, which were really terrible too. They might have even they might have even been part of the first scary movie.
Like as
The guy's name were
producers.
Yeah, there one of the guys' name was Pat Proft, and then there were two brothers that I forgot who they were.
Hmm.
Um, I think there's a guy named Neil Israel that also was part of that group. Oh, and
Oh,
they also made it. They made this movie called with John Landis. What the fuck is that movie called? It's just a It's like a compilation of sketches.
okay.
It's
Kentucky
one.
Fried
It's a
Movie.
Kentucky Fried Movie. That's what
Okay.
it was. Yeah, I mean all these movies were great because they all were just a constant barrage of jokes and different kinds of jokes,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like the antithesis of what comedy is like now. You can
Right.
even see it in that trailer. Everything was slowed down so that you could absorb each joke one at a time. It's just
Right.
boring. I don't know. I
And there
don't
was
like comedy
really only a
anymore.
couple jokes if you think about it. It was, oh
Mm-hmm.
look, it's this little girl is really Liam Neeson, and it's very obviously CGI'd, and then the blood, I guess, and then the second joke was just they're praying. They all have the fathers of the original cast, or their fathers. I don't know. I might give it a chance, but I don't plan to go out and see it in a theater. Like I might if it come.
I'll watch it when it's on Prime and I
Yeah.
can watch it for free. I'll watch it. I'll watch 20 minutes of it and then be disgusted and say, "Fuck this.
Right, and I
Fuck this
have
bullshit."
I have the first three because I loved them so much. You know, they were just
Me too. I have them on Blu-ray.
yeah, they were of their time and they were great. And I don't have faith that the writers of today can pull the jokes off.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
I,
I agree.
I just don't. But um, or, sorry. So I have this other video. I don't think it actually doesn't have audio, so it's good, so we can talk over it. But um, I'm not a fan of bicyclists on sidewalks. Like
Of
I,
course not. They suck. I hate them.
yeah,
Fuckers. It's called the sidewalk, not the side ride.
right. And it is technically illegal for them to do that, but
It's
the,
dangerous, dude. Fuck
yeah.
them. I've almost been hit by so many people on bicycles. I want to start clotheslining them.
Well, you might like this video then.
Oh, let's hear it. I mean, let's see
Well,
it.
you can't
Oh,
hear it.
oh, and he's being a dickhead too. I love it. Oh, my man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this guy just takes him out, and I feel like we all
I love this. Even the picture, the way the hat looks in the film, it looks fucking hilarious. But look, he's being dangerous and he's being a dick.
yes.
Like I love that he thinks that that other guy's the bad guy. It's like
Yeah.
no, you're about to hurt other people, including this guy.
Right. And I know like it's a thing that they do where they ride on one wheel and then like you've seen it, right? Where they go woo, like
Of
they move
course,
it
yeah,
out
it's
of the way and
annoying as fuck.
yeah, it's the most annoying
It's not
thing.
cute. It's not funny. And this is another case where you should have had pepper spray. Because the
Right.
second I push him over, I take that fucking pepper spray out, and I get to work.
Right.
And it
Oh,
doesn't.
well,
And for me, it doesn't stop with just spraying them in the face and then calling the cops. No, dude, I'm gonna kick you too. When you're on the ground, I'm gonna make you. My goal is to make you vomit. I'm gonna make you vomit in front of everybody, all over
right.
the fucking ground. I love
Well,
that guy. That guy's my. I wish that guy was my dad. I pushed him on the ground.
well, yeah, I agree though that getting in his face is kind of like dangerous because, you know, kid. What if the kid has a knife on the bike and he just stabs you and now you're dead? Like,
Yeah, well, that's what happened to some kid this past week.
right, right. I was gonna play that video, but I feel like it was too sad.
Yeah, that's not for our comedy show. I don't
No,
think.
but yeah, that was just like, yeah, you never know, and like luckily, I mean, I don't. Well, there looked like there was something cut out of that too. Like this other kid. Oh, it
I
was
think
for
there was a second guy with him. Yeah, that's what I was. There's another guy that pushed him first. There he
right.
is. Yeah, you only barely see that little fuck.
Yeah. So
They're such pussies too. It's never one-on-one fights. It's always they always
no,
have one faggot always has another faggot around that they can gang up on, dude. But it's not even. I'm not even just talking about. It's not about a racial thing. It's not
no.
about. This is just how people are. They're pussies.
These
They are
days, yeah.
this when you're one-on-one with them. If they can't take their phone out and start filming you, they're the biggest pussies in the fucking world. I
Right.
love this. Get pushed on the ground. He should fuck up the other guy. I'm telling you, I'm going to say this a million times. Have pepper spray on you because I would have sprayed both those fuckers down before they even had a chance to touch me.
Right. Well, I was on the train and I saw
And by
five.
the way, this is what people look at on the train all day. The whole point of this video was to go viral.
Mm-hmm.
This is what retards look at when they're scrolling through their phone. Look, a guy on riding his bike. He's riding his bike on the one wheel. I'm gonna sit here and watch this and laugh at it and talk over it at the in a fucking public sphere in a public place. Sorry for interrupting you, but
No, no,
that
no.
is what that's what retards do. They just watch stuff. I'm not even talking about the part where he gets pushed in the fight. I'm talking about they'll just watch a guy doing a pop a wheelie. That's what they watch. They're
Right.
not. You never see anyone reading their
No.
phone.
Well, I
They're
have.
always scrolling and watching these dumb fucking videos
Right. Right.
endlessly, like
And
we were doing now. But
well, yeah, but anyway, the fight that I saw was it was five young black kids and one Mexican dude, and the Mexican dude won.
hell yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Because he's the one that's not a pussy. He didn't need four other dudes on to back him up in this pussy
right,
fight.
right, right. And they ganged up on him, but he just
Hmm.
like he held his own, and then eventually security kicked them off. You know, no cops came, but like he just fought them valiantly. Like, well, also their swings, like they're obviously not trained fighters because their swings are like haymakers, and you're like, that's unless you're really strong, that's not going to do too much to people. Like if you've ever been in a real fight, it's you got it's short straight punches are way better than swinging haymakers because you're just going to miss most of them, and on
I
top
mean,
of
I
it.
don't. My mom taught me that no one wins a fight, so I just don't get into fights with people in
Oh, no, I'm
public.
not. I'm not. I'm just saying if
Oh,
one.
I'm not criticizing you. I'm just saying
Yeah.
this is not even. There's never going to be a point where I would even be somewhere where an idiot would be popping a wheelie around me.
Right.
I just don't go to. I don't go to places where retards are.
Yeah. But I'm saying.
I know.
Well, I mean, who knows? But if a fight were to come your way, straight punches are way better than
Okay.
roundhouse. Because I fought a homeless dude once on the train, not on purpose. He just punched me because like he was getting in my face. I was like, "Hey man, back up!" And then he just popped me in the face, and so. But I did the haymakers, and that's how I know that those are just really stupid. Because
Oh, there you go. You learn from experience.
yeah, because the only
I
thing
think
I
what you. Oh, I
what
was just gonna say, I think what you gotta do is grab them by their shirt or by their hair and just punch them. Yeah, as close as you can get them to you.
yeah, get them close, but also take their legs out real quick. Because if someone's off balance, they can't do as much to you.
Hmm.
Well, I wish I had a wrestling background. I would have, but whatever. Um, I won that fight by just standing up for myself, and then the guy backed down really quick.
Hmm.
So that's if there's any message, but it's not a good idea to do that. That was stupid of me because the guy could have had a knife, could have died, you know. But I'm a little crazy at times. Like when I get mad, I
I,
get yeah.
yeah, what happens when you get mad? I'm sorry. Let's hear it.
Oh no, I just there's like a switch that I have, and then I just see red sometimes. Not like it's
Hmm.
really rare. Like, but when someone punches you in the nose, you go, I'm gonna fuck this guy up, basically. And so I went at him like, tough. But like I said, most of the time I don't have any anger issues or anything. I don't pop off on people randomly. But when people attack me, I'm like, oh, you want to go there? I'll match you. It's
He's
just
probably on drugs, dude. It's nothing personal. He just
yeah,
thought you were a dragon or something. I always
right.
try to remind myself that, yeah, when they're yelling at me in public, it's like, I didn't do anything. I just walked by.
Hmm.
See, that's actually the same attitude I have at my neighbors. Like, I didn't do anything. They're just mentally ill and they suck.
Right,
If I weren't living here, they'd just be abusing whoever else was living here. And
right.
by the way, the two main groups of people they abuse in this building are me and the black family that lives here. So, I mean, it's just what it is. It's
Yeah.
these some
Well,
people are just consumed with hate, and that's it.
yeah. And
They hate
your
white
way,
people. They hate black people. That's it.
yeah, your way is way better. I would suggest every young person to act like you, don't act like me. I
You gotta
happen
act
to,
stoic in public. That's all I'm
yes,
saying. You gotta act stoic. You gotta act like nothing bothers you. And
right.
I've actually almost gotten my ass kicked on many occasions because I will say smart ass shit to these people.
Mm.
Like one time there was this homeless guy and he was just tearing garbage out of the trash can and throwing it on the ground. And I said, "That's right, buddy. Give him hell." And then he started following me and screaming at me.
That's pretty funny though. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I'm always funny, but they don't see it that way sometimes.
yeah, well, true. They're in their own worlds, but I feel like that's a good story to end on, and that's a good message.
Yeah.
Just be a smartass, but don't go too far. Um, so I want to thank everyone for watching. We've reached the hour, and thank you again, Joseph, for coming on the show and doing this with me.
Anytime.
Have a good weekend, everybody, or a good week, I mean.